welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into something that's honestly a bit of a game changer: the synergy of human resources and marketing. For the longest time, these two departments have lived in totally different universes, right? HR handles the folks inside the building, and marketing talks to the folks outside. But as we're going to see, when you actually bridge that gap, the effect on both your workplace culture and your customer loyalty is absolutely massive. So here's our roadmap for today. We'll start by looking at exactly where HR meets marketing. Then we'll break down the three core pillars of this relationship, dive into some key areas of collaboration, and wrap up with the strategic business impact. All right, let's jump right into section one, where HR meets marketing. Think about your own company for a second. Historically, HR and marketing probably only really cross paths at the annual holiday party, right? HR was busy hiring, firing, and handling benefits, while marketing was out there running ad campaigns. But what actually happens when your company's internal culture genuinely collides with its external marketing? Well, you get this undeniable authenticity that customers can literally feel. Suddenly, they become the ultimate business power couple. It really boils down to contrasting focuses. Think of HR as the internal heartbeat of the organization. They're designing the culture and the policies, basically dictating what it actually feels like to work there day in and day out. Marketing, on the flip side, is the external voice. They're shaping brand perception and driving the outward communication. Now, they might seem like they're pulling in opposite directions, but they're actually part of the exact same continuous loop. It's kind of like a mirror. HR does the heavy lifting internally to make sure employees are actually living in and breathing the brand's core values. They embody the promise. Then marketing takes that reality and amplifies it to the rest of the world. And when this clicks, customers get a highly credible, unified identity purely because the employees are authentically delivering on the exact promises that marketing is making. Which brings us nicely to section two, the three core pillars. First up is employer branding. Now, this isn't just an HR thing. HR designs the policies that reflect the company's values, sure. But if nobody knows about those amazing values, how does that help you grow? That's exactly where marketing steps in, to broadcast those values externally. Together, they create this magnetic employer brand that pulls in top-tier talent and attracts customers who actually want to support a business with a stellar culture. But employer branding is really just one piece of the puzzle. It combines with employee advocacy and organizational branding to form one completely unified corporate identity. These three areas carry equal weight, and they absolutely depend on that HR marketing synergy. If these teams miss the mark on even one of these components, the whole corporate identity starts to feel pretty off balance. Let's zoom in on that second pillar, employee advocacy. This one happens from the inside out. The goal here is to turn your employees into authentic brand ambassadors. And look, you cannot force this. HR has to nurture that genuine internal engagement first. Once that's real, marketing can step in to leverage those authentic employee voices, which massively boosts external credibility. Because, let's face it, customers trust a happy, genuine employee way more than they trust a slick corporate logo. The third pillar is organizational branding. This is where that mirror effect really comes into play. Marketing works incredibly hard to build a specific external perception of the brand, right? But it's HR's job to make sure the internal culture mirrors that exact image. If marketing is out there telling the world you're an innovative, fast-moving company, well, HR better be fostering a culture that actually rewards innovation and speed. Otherwise, the whole illusion just shatters. Okay, moving on to section three, key areas of collaboration. Let's look at how this plays out day to day. So in practice, this partnership spans four main areas. Take talent attraction and retention. Marketing uses its storytelling chops to directly support HR's recruitment campaigns, making the company totally irresistible to top talent. And for culture and values, HR embeds the core values into hiring and performance reviews, while marketing crafts engaging narratives around those exact same values for the customers. They're literally working from the same playbook, just talking to different crowds. Now, have you ever been promised absolutely stellar service in some gorgeous, high-budget ad, only to be completely let down by the actual employee you interacted with? Yeah, we all have. And that is exactly why the customer experience collaboration is so crucial. Marketing can amplify positive experiences all they want to build loyalty, but HR is the engine ensuring employees are trained, motivated, and actually capable of delivering on those shiny brand promises in the first place. And then there's the data. This analytics exchange proves it's a total two-way street. Marketing is constantly hoarding data on customer behavior, right? Well, they can hand that straight over to HR to highlight exactly where employees might need a bit more training to hit the mark. On the flip side,
HR is always gathering insights on workforce engagement. They know what gets the team fired up, and they can pass that right back to marketing so the external messaging stays perfectly authentic.
Finally, let's bring it all home with Section 4, the strategic business impact.
When you actually pull this off and integrate HR and marketing, the real-world impact is profound. You get a deeply cohesive brand identity. You see a massive boost in employee engagement because your team actually feels aligned with the public mission. That alignment leads directly to enhanced customer trust. Plus, organizations that nail this see much stronger recruitment outcomes, significantly higher retention, and a wildly consistent customer experience. It's essentially a full-circle win for the whole business. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a provocative question to chew on regarding your own organization. Take a good look at your org chart. Are you building walls between HR and marketing, keeping them safely in their traditional silos? Or are you actively building bridges to create a unified, powerful corporate identity? Honestly, the success of both your workplace culture and your customer loyalty might just depend on your answer. Thanks for joining me to unpack this synergy and keep building those bridges.